Hey, good afternoon. It's Pete here from Blackwell Financial Services. Just wanted to share a little bit of information this week. Let's talk about prioritizing things in our life. And the best way to do that is to make a list. Make a daily list that is deadline driven. Here's what I'm going to get done today, and then stick to that list. Perhaps many of us have gone through those periods where we feel, overloaded with more tasks, more things that we can get done each day that we have time to complete. And, if that sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. I mean, we're all like that. Life is so busy nowadays for everybody. But just maybe you become a victim of poor time management is what the problem really is. So today, I'd like to share with you some ideas that could help you get more time. Can't really create more time, but if you manage it more efficiently, then that's like creating more time, right? So if you're willing to perform these simple tasks long enough to make prioritizing your time a habit, it'll go a long way to help you out. So I've mentioned in past videos that if you don't put it on the calendar, it won't happen. Credit to my bride, Debbie, for teaching me that. The same applies to organizing your day, your week, your month. You've got to write it down. Spend 8 to 10 minutes or whatever it takes for you. That's like a national sort of average or think tank kind of solution here, 8 to 10 minutes. And write down the things that you have to get done or that you want to get done or that you would like to accomplish, right? Some call it the ABCs of prioritizing. The A's are those urgent things with today's deadlines. And the B's are the want tos or important things that need to be finished but could bleed over to the next day, if you got in jam, if it's absolutely necessary. And C's are those things that were sort of a low interest that may or may not be become important later. So again, ABC, right? So my C file is round and sits on the floor next to my desk, right? However, some C items become B's and B's become A's and sometimes C's become A's. So you need to review them and move them up your list or if necessary, discard them and take them off the list altogether, right? So the next sort of piece of this puzzle is the enemy of time management, right? Or procrastination. Once you get your list prioritized, you need to set deadlines. Hey, I'm going to have this done by 9 a.m. I'm going to have this done by noon. I'm going to have this before I leave the office today. I'll have this done. So set those deadlines for completions of those various things that you want to get done, the various tasks. If you don't do deadlines or without them, tasks can take twice as long to complete. And then by having those deadlines and achieving tasks, you'll avoid these really demoralizing long lists and frustration, like, oh, I didn't get some things done today, so then you get frustrated with it, right? So be sure to estimate the time that it's going to take you to get each task done so that you know what you could get done in a day, and then move some B's out to the next day if you have to. So consistent 30 or 60-minute windows, periods of time, and make them do not disturb or block them off so that you don't get distracted. Here in my office, we have on my counter things that I get done every day. And if the door is shut, Karen just waits until that period of time goes by before she comes and knocks on the door. Because I'm trying to get stuff done and stick with my schedule. So, by the way, one of my mentors used to say, eat the green frog first, right? Have you ever heard that? Eat the green frog first? In other words, with all things being equal, get the unpleasant task out of the way first, right? Okay, sort of last piece to the puzzle. If you notice a trend in these conversations that I reach out weekly with, is we have sort of an opening thing, and I try to have 3 good nuggets on how to deal with the topic, and then we have sort of a summary. So our third piece of the puzzle today is finally to be effective, we need to remove both the mental and physical clutter from our lives. Your physical workspace should have only the tools out and in reach that you need to finish the task. Whatever project you're working on now before 9 a.m. or before noon. No matter what some people say, there's no such thing as effective multitasking. When you work in an office like I do, one of the mantras that I learned, 40 years ago, was never touch a piece of paper twice. So once you pick it up and start to address it, deal with the problem, get it to completion. Don't get half of it done and lay it aside, because then you got to get your mind back up to speed where you were and then start all over. So anyway, no such thing as effective multitasking. Work on one task at a time till it's completed. This could mean you have to delegate some things to your friends or your spouse or your coworkers, but that would allow you to be focused and stay on target in getting the work done that you've set out to get done on your daily list. So lastly today, I want to talk about, I think you'll find that when you get clear about what's on your plate, you'll be more focused and you'll get more done in less time. However, becoming adept at time management doesn't occur overnight. Old habits are not easy to change. Old habits are hard to break. We've all heard that before. Good time management requires daily practice of prioritizing and organizing tasks in a way that will save you time. You can use these strategies for a few weeks and then you'll be surprised as they get more ingrained into your natural way of doing things. And you'll be so surprised how much time you actually save or how much time you create, right? So if you want to save more time, call or text me at 509-359-9788 and we can discuss ways to improve your life's priorities. Again, that's 509-359-9788 and you may be surprised on how you can save much more time. All right, have a great weekend.